As therapists, we've all been in that situation where we're sitting in a session going, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? And you get that internal panic, and being able to have those mats as a tool to use is brilliant. It's a lifesaver.
I love the Lasting Connection system because it gives an opportunity for the couples to slow down.
It's a really helpful tool. As a therapist, I've loved using it, and also using it in my own personal relationships. It's been really helpful.
It helps people anchor in those feelings, those emotions, those thoughts, those fears a little bit easier than just sitting on the couch.
So I've used the Lasting Connection system with individuals, I've used it with families, I've used it with couples, and it unlocks experience that a lot of times I find my clients are struggling to get to that emotion.
It's physical. We're getting our couples up off their feet, and there's been a lot of research that shows that when people move and when they're not just sitting, that actually helps them emotionally.
On the mat, we sort of put both the speaker and the listener right in front of each other, which is a very intimate sort of thing, a potentially overwhelming sort of thing.
So they're able to really take a stand on the listening side and really take another side on the part where they're to express themselves. So it really is able to set the stage for helping them create a new experience.
To actually provide the structure through the mat to communicate, hey, what it means when I stand in front of you and look at you while you're telling me these things is that I am here for you.
And really ponder both what's happening for them, but also what their partner's experience is like as well.
Really gives them a sense of what it feels like to stand in a different place.
It gives the speaker some organization of their thoughts.
The thing that I like most is the depth that it creates. So there's different levels in communications, and I mean there's been mats and stuff out there who do a surface level stuff where we're talking, we're sharing content. The mat system is able to get to some of those deeper levels of interaction.
And I use it with a lot of clients when they're blocked. If they're having a really hard time and we've maybe hit a plateau or we've hit a block.
So while it can be incredibly intense, it feels very different than most people's conversations feel. It's pretty powerful. Brings the emotions into the interaction.
I think just really provides this kind of vulnerability and safe space with that. And so a lot of my escalated couples, I think it's helpful for them to slow down with that.
It's always been there, but they may never have verbalized it. And it's powerful.
It just helps them to shift from emotional state to emotional state, which is what we really want them to do. We want them shifting.
It seems to just unlock something in them where they're able to access emotion in a really safe way.
I was working with a couple for a while. This couple for a little while had a hard time getting down consistently into those softer feelings. Putting them on the mat was one of my first introductions to the intensity that comes with actually standing across from one another. The partner that often would become escalated and would become critical and would become angry had no choice but to acknowledge some of those existential level fears.
It's like no therapist therapy, and it really has given me a sense of peace and a tool to use when I've needed it. There's so many benefits. It slows you down, it gives you structure, it helps couples be able to practice communication, model communication for each other.
Wonderful for people who are working towards a new relationship or working towards marriage. I've seen it work wonders to be able to help discover what their fears, people's fears and longings are as they're going into a new relationship, and learning about their partners, about how they cope and ways that they can be supportive to each other.
It is helpful for newlyweds and couples considering getting married, in that it's kind of provides us a space to explore things that maybe they haven't discussed before, like, you know, the deeper fear, the deeper feelings that are coming up, the hopes and dreams for themselves as well as for their partner.
With newlyweds, with premarital counseling, I would think this could be really powerful and deepen their connection.
I think could be really helpful for couples.
It's just plain that it works.
It's a tool that I recommend for absolutely any therapist.
There's just so much struggle, there's so much pain out there. And so when I found this system that really helps people more quickly get to the heart of the matter and really start healing, for me it was a no-brainer.
I love it. I think it's a super important tool. We have it in a drawer in our office, and it gives me as a therapist, and I'm a seasoned therapist, but still it gives me a sense of security knowing it's right in that drawer.
It's changing lives here and around the globe, and so I'm really grateful that we have the system.